need given where we are in our different careers. And the last major piece of my platform was really focusing on partnerships, right? So we're only going to get all these professional development opportunities through developing some of these robust partnerships. And we started to do some of that, and we'll share more about that in just a bit. So that was kind of the big picture of what I wanted to do within my 2-year term. And we've started to do lots of that just in these past 6 months. So in March, we had an Alumni Association Leaders Retreat here in Washington, D.C., where we brought 2 representatives from each of our chapters to D.C. to really think about where we are as an association and to really get their input on how to chart a path forward. It was a jam-packed day, to say the least. It was scheduled from something like 9 to 5, but because we were so engaged, we ended up saying 9 till 6 or 9 till 6:30. And it was a great way for us to really get on the same page about what we wanted to do and what our expectations were. During that day, we actually had the first of a set of focus groups, right? We brought in a faculty member from the University of Maryland to really get a sense of what is it that alumni need, and what are some things that we can improve in terms of the programming that we're offering current and future CHCI participants. So that was great. We had 2 more focus groups here in DC, and the plan is to this fall conduct some additional research during the public policy conference to really continue and going back to the theme around data, right? We need data to help inform each and everything that we're doing, and at many different levels. In April, CHCI held their Board of Directors retreat in San Antonio, Texas, and so I, as the representative of all of you, attended and really got to get a sense of the future of what CHCI would like to do, and the vision of our president and CEO, and in addition, the vision of the chair, Congressman Joaquin Castro, and his real focus on making sure that alumni are supported. So there's a real opportunity for us there, and with his vision and his leadership, I know that we will be successful. In May, we launched our alumni census, which we'll go into detail about in a couple of seconds here. But again, going back to this theme around data and making sure that we have data to help inform each and every step that we're taking. In June, CHCI had had an event out in LA. Janet, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, certainly. We were really excited that CHCI for the first time held an event featuring a Hollywood legend. We actually honored Norman Lear, famed producer, currently producing a TV show featuring a Latina cast called One Day at a Time on Netflix. We honored him with the inaugural Pioneer Award for his work in promoting diversity in film and in media. That event was particularly special, not only because it was the first of its kind in terms of the approach that we took, because we brought in not just Mr. Lear, but also cast members from the show, folks that have worked with him in the past, stars from Latino TV and film, such as Rita Moreno, Paul Rodriguez, Tony Plana, Justina Machado, and we also featured CHCI's board chair, so Congressman Joaquin Castro actually served as the moderator for that very, very cool conversation. Stay tuned, because we will be actually sharing some snippets and potentially some video from that event on our CHCI website very soon, so just know that that's coming. And what was really impressive, and I want to give a shout out to the Southern California Alumni chapter, because alumni had a great showing for this event, first of its kind, and we had almost 30 alumni in the room. Wow. So it's just an example of how
kudos, definitely.
The alumni can really organize and then really show out when it comes time when it counts. So thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Janet. So in addition to that, so our summer interns are here, and so they arrived last week, and so some of our local DC chapter members served on a panel to kind of welcome them, And we'll also have this summer, we'll also have our R2L Next Gen program. Carla, do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So our R2L Next Gen program brings Latino high school students from across the country to DC for them to learn about civic engagement, meet with members of Congress, and really understand what it means to be Latino, right? Like all of us got to experience that when we were doing either the internship or the fellowship program. And so we're going to be bringing 60 students from 12 different regions, which we're really excited about. They're going to be here July 23rd through the 28th. So if you're here in DC, make sure you get in contact with us if you're interested in interacting with them and being able to mentor, things like that. But we're really, really excited because these are all Latino high school students who are in 11th grade and they're really eager. We just had an orientation with them via webinar, and they are super, super excited to come to DC and also to be a part of the CHCI Alumni Association as well.
Thanks, Carla. So this summer, as we talked about and announced last week, we're going to be partnering with Korn Ferry, which as Jenna mentioned, is the firm that helped bring our president and CEO to us. And so they'll be providing a leadership series, 13 weeks throughout this summer, in which you'll really be able to hone and develop some of your skills. And this ties to the vision, right? Providing that development to all of you, right? And so this is hopefully the first of many kinds of these opportunities that we'll have. So if you haven't signed up,
let's do today.
Today. So after we're done, go and sign up. And if you don't know how, you can ask us towards the end of this Facebook Live. So this fall, we have a number of events going on. So as is typically, CHCI is having their leadership conference in which they'll bring in a number of leaders in different sectors to DC to talk about some pressing issues. In addition, the CHCI Fellows, the 2017-2018,
yes.
Oh my goodness, wow. Fellows will get here in August. So for our folks in DC, there's a number of activities that will happen. So we'll look to all of you to be engaged for that. In addition, we're having at least one regional event in New York. We're still finalizing the details for that, and there's some other events in the works too. And we're looking to have a CHCI Alumni Association book talk. So we can't reveal the details yet, but it is a well-known author that we're in talks with, and that'll be an opportunity for folks here in DC and also across the country to really engage with a well-known author on some pressing issues today. All right, so for the past about 3.5 weeks, we've had our alumni census open, and we're happy to kind of report some of these preliminary results. So we had 867 of all of you fill out the census, so thank you. It's by far the most alumni that have filled out a survey, right, if I'm not mistaken, ever. So we really appreciate that, and this going back to the need and for data. And so with that, we had folks across the country. So we have folks in Alaska, California, Texas, New York, Puerto Rico, and then Jordan. So not only across the country, but across the entire world. And one of the questions was focused on the activities that alumni are involved in. And so just to give you a snippet, so our alumni are involved in a number of different groups. So Greek life, so a big number of you are involved with that. Different professional organizations. So some examples were Nashimba, right? Or Prospanica now, which is the Hispanic MBA's organization. HBA, so for our Latino lawyers, and then a number of different ones too, and a number of local-based community organizations. So a number of you are serving in local boards, which is great. So just to give you a snippet of that. So some of the key takeaways so far, based on our preliminary analysis. So 87% of all of you that filled out the survey indicated that you want training on leadership. And that just goes back to what we talked about, that leadership doesn't end when we graduate from the internship, fellowship, or any of other CHCI programs. It's really just starting. 66% of you said you wanted to be trained on how to run for office. And so that's huge. We're going to come back to that because we have some news to share, some things that are in the works for this upcoming fall. And 44% of all of you said that you wanted training on how to do public speaking. So that's also something that we're going to work on diligently too. Okay, so of all of you that responded, 53% of you said that you have not run for public office yet, and this is at any level, but you're interested. So that just goes back to kind of a clear need, right, that the data is showing us that we want to address and make sure that we are supporting you with. And 4% of you actually have already run for office and won. So thank you. We'll definitely want to hear from you and know about your experiences and provide a platform for all of you to share some of the best practices from your different campaigns. Okay, so that is a quick review of the survey. Do you want to do the raffle now before we get to the questions?
Why not?
Okay, so we do the drum roll,
All right.
and make sure that we can. Okay, so the winners of our 2 Southwest vouchers are.
Actually, I'm going to do you one better. We are giving the pair to one very deserving winner so that they can take a guest.
Oh wow.
Let's
Okay.
do that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. Okay.
And the winner is
All right.
Natalia Espejo.
Natalia Espejo. She is a congressional intern from 2004 and is from New Jersey. So if you are on the webinar or on Facebook Live, congratulations.
Yes.
And if not, we will reach out to you shortly to make sure that we can get you your voucher. But this is something that we want to continue doing in the future, providing incentives like these for you all to engage in lots of the initiatives that we have going on. So this won't be the last one, fingers crossed. It's just the beginning of ways for you all to engage with us.
Yeah, and big thank you to Southwest Airlines, who
Thank you,
is
Southwest.
CHCI's official airline sponsor, who made the raffle possible. Stay tuned because later this year we will be raffling at least one more voucher for another fun opportunity. So watch for them.
All right. Excellent. So now I think we have a good amount of time for questions, and I've seen Carla and Janet kind of fiercely taking notes, so I feel like there are a number of questions out there that we'll want to respond to. So, Janet.
Okay, first question, will there be a recording? Yes, this is being recorded, and we will be posting the recording on our CHCI YouTube and on our website. Another question, what are we going to do to help alumni who are trying to transition mid-career?
Thank you. That is a great question. Initiatives like this partnership that we have with Korn Ferry, so they're very well known for the mid to kind of senior level folks, and so this is kind of a first step. So it's my vision that we'll be able to expand this into a full-blown partnership, but this is more of a pilot that we're starting this summer, and so that's one immediate thing that we're trying to do. We've also, and it's my vision to kind of work with different companies and different corporations that help provide